Okay, it is a glorious Sunday, but it's not as fun as Monday because Monday the stock market is open. Today, stock market is closed. We want it to be Monday ASAP. I love Monday through Friday. It's very unique individual, but I really do love talking about this stuff. I love doing this stuff, and if you are a same type of human being out there like me, definitely consider subscribing because there's going to be a lot more content on this channel. As always, if you find value in this content, please smash the like button. It is completely free. But today we're going to be diving primarily into Adobe for the, I want to say probably about 70% of the video is going to be Adobe orientated. And then we're going to be getting into SoFi in the later half of the video about the S&P 500. Ooh, yes, that's coming up. That can be a gigantic catalyst for SoFi like we can't even imagine. And I'm going to be talking about Palantir when they entered the S&P 500 also, because I actually bought that time period on Palantir. And then Palantir ended up running from like the mid-30s to the 60s. I ended up selling out of 100% profit in a short time frame. There's no way the stock is going to go higher. I made my money. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. And then the next thing you know, Palantir is in, $1.50 and 200. Oh, crazy. Utterly crazy. These companies, they are just money-making machines. They really are. Okay, so I talked about Adobe a little bit yesterday. I am looking to open an Adobe position ASAP as soon as the market opens tomorrow. My public profile, my Webull account, I do not have it open right now. To be honest, I just got a new laptop for Black Friday. Hopefully everyone found amazing deals as well. So right now, as I'm recording this video, I'm transferring over about 500 gigs from an external hard drive. I don't even know why I'm recording this video right now, but I'm just an impatient human being, not to mention I do have a lot of stuff to do. So if I open my Webull app right now on my desktop, I'm afraid that this may close. Like the video may stop recording. So I don't want to take any chances. But I have about $6,900 of cash. No margin. I don't believe in trading on margin for me. Personally, never have. I believe it's just bad JoJo, and it comes with a lot of, you're basically playing with Lucifer a little bit too much. Because either way, if you, me, we make money with the devil in the stock market, it's all about what you do with your money. Do you take your money? Do you go to a bar, a strip club, go to a hotel room with some women, maybe get some white substances up your nose? It's all about what you do with your money, okay? We are making money out of sheer greed. Yes, I am extremely grateful for the amount of money I've made in the stock market, but I want to make more money. Am I greedy? I am greedy. But am I greedy? No, there is a big difference. We are all greedy as human beings. But there is an extreme level of greed. And this ties in to Adobe very, very much. Because right now, as soon as the market opens, I have spent the better half of yesterday. Yesterday, I uploaded a new video, like I said, and I ended up doing a lot of research around Adobe. I actually listened to one of their conference calls, and on a technical analysis, because you got to look at both sides of the spectrum. I am a technical analysis trader, but I'm also a fundamental analysis investor. I am using fundamental analysis for taking a long-term position into SoFi, into AMD, Palantir, Robinhood, Meta, Honest. I'm basically doing short-term. But Adobe, I am pretty much looking to trade this stock and I see an opportunity. Now, understand that what I see is aligned to my trading strategy. I was talking to a friend of mine a couple days ago, and a friend of mine, and yes, I am wearing a Meatloaf t-shirt. I love the band Meatloaf. I actually saw Meatloaf in 2006. Rest in peace, Meatloaf. Your music is amazing. If any of you all are Meatloaf fans, please let me know. Either by the dietary Meatloaf. Meatloaf eating just beef is awesome too. But the band Meatloaf is also pretty awesome too as well. Rest in peace, like I said. Anyways, my friend does not align to what I'm doing. My friend is a profitable investor. I am a profitable trader and also investor as well too. It's all about, are you a profitable investor, yes or no? That answer, that question needs to be answered in a split second. If you hesitate, you're not a profitable trader, investor. You're not. A lot of people argue that when you're a trader, you can also be an investor, and I do see that. But for nowadays, with the amount of AI that we have in the stock market, saying the word trader is associated to being a day trader. Trading stocks on a daily basis, not necessarily long-term investing, which I totally understand. I am a profitable trader. 2020, 21, 22, profitability. 23, got my ass kicked in the red. Didn't cut a check to the IRS. 24 and 25 this year, I got to cut a check to the IRS. Or I should say, April of next year. I always wait until April with this slim possibility that the federal government may actually abolish the Federal Reserve and also the IRS. But it never happens. It's a pipe dream, but it never happens. It's a libertarian pipe dream that may someday come true. Who really knows? Crazier things have happened, right? So my vision around Adobe is on a technical analysis, is that this stock is like Meta. It's below all the moving averages. If you've been following me over the last couple weeks, you know that I have been buying Meta, and my average on Meta is below 600. Meta is on the way back to being a $700 stock, an $800, a $900, a $1,000 stock. At that point, depending on how quickly and if they get to $1,000 by the midterms, I may sell some shares and take some profit. I honestly don't really know yet. Have to see what really happens. But Meta itself is looking as a glorious V-shaped recovery. And I'm so happy that I pulled the trigger and I bought this thing. Now, Adobe, it's below all the moving averages. And looking back on the technical analysis of Adobe, it looks like Adobe goes through these very large cycles. Now, what else goes through very large cycles? Tesla. Tesla goes through these very volatile cycles. Tesla will go up by, oh gosh, maybe about like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%, and then they'll go ahead and crash by 50, 60%. They go through a volatile cycle. I have traded Tesla, and I have made, as every single time I've been in and out of Tesla, I've made money, just like Palantir. Tesla, I am really glad that I never really, am a long-term holder, because I did miss Tesla throughout 2020 and 21, but I was trading Tesla throughout 2023 and 24, earlier this year as well, too. But the big money on Tesla, in my opinion, is no longer there. Big money on SoFi and AMD is definitely there. But as for Adobe, I really feel like this is going to turn around on a technical analysis basis. And as you see, their earnings, so right now, this stock is experiencing a fear around all their AI products and really about an AI bubble bursting. That is like the whole notion right now around Adobe. But as you see, Adobe, it went on this epic run from around 250 all the way up. Then it ended up crashing, created a bottom at 270, and then it went on another epic run all the way to 600. Like, imagine if you bought down in this area. I mean, hell, even if you bought in the low 300s, you still made bank. Like, that is a double up. That's phenomenal. So I am seeing a similar thing emerge. We could very well break 300 and go lower, but what I am doing personally is as soon as the market is opening Monday, I can trade stocks before 7 a.m. I can trade stocks at 4 a.m. Probably going to be waking up relatively early tomorrow, but I am looking to opening a large position on my Webull account, my public profile, probably anywhere between 24 to maybe $3,200. So anywhere between maybe 6 to 10 shares. You can watch my previous video. I show my public profile pretty intensively, and that will pretty much make an 8 or 10% position in my public profile. Looking to take my public profile right now, it's just below 37,000. It was at as low as 32, 33. So I'm looking to grow it to 100, doing a challenge. Taking a public profile from the low 30s to over 6 figures, over 100,000 in the course of a year to year and a half. That's the challenge. Is it possible to do that in 12 to 18 months? Oh, absolutely. If the golden age is truly here, and next year we are going to go on an epic tear, it is very possible. Because honestly, I haven't even gone into some long-term leap options just yet. But I will be looking at them as soon as we get past a little bit with the Federal Reserve and we get a little bit more guidance about over the next year. But yes, long-term leap options are very, very much on the safer side and can really just change your profile's life. But okay, so technical analysis, Adobe is it's oversold. It's just the moving averages are just so beaten down. It is remarkably unbelievable. So now going to some fundamental analysis of Adobe. So if we go ahead and pull some stuff here and just by Google, pretty much the guidance and the vision of Adobe's, I'm not going to try to pronounce the CEO of Adobe. I am terrible at pronouncing a lot of these people's names. Not to mention, I really don't want to butcher anyone's names too much. So Adobe CEO has a very high-driven guidance for 2026 around AI. Their AI products, all their AI stuff. So, the vision, here we go. This is what I want to pull up to. I had to Google this. So, why did Adobe sell off? Basically from their, all-time highs. Fear. Fear is in the market. Their vision is around AI. Well, people are so fearful right now, which makes me bullish, because so many people are saying we're in an AI bubble. Are we in an AI bubble? Yes, but when is the bubble going to pop? Nobody truly knows. But here's the thing. AI has just started. AI has just started. It's just begun. Just begun. Sales compared to 2024. I had to Google another thing as well, too. Hold on one second. Here we go. Here's another thing. Look at this. Look at this. If the bubble is bursting for AI, how the hell is this year we are experiencing an 805% increase from the previous year? The bubble is still growing for AI. That is the God-honest truth. The bubble is still growing. The bubble is nowhere near popping. It is going to be many, many years before this AI bubble pops. In my opinion, we are entering the 90s. The roaring 90s. I was a teenager throughout the 90s. Actually, no. I was born 88, so I was not a teenager. I was a infant, toddler. But still, I do remember my parents saying, "Oh, you know, the economy is booming." Everyone is saying that. The roaring 90s. The roaring 90s, okay? So, the soaring 90s. Roaring, soaring 90s. Let's go ahead and pull up the balance sheet right now on Adobe. Pretty much and look at some fundamental analysis stuff here. As you see, a big factor that I really like is really the cash on hand. They have so much cash, and this is obviously in millions, aka like billions. It's a lot of money. I really do like the cash on hand. Long-term assets, definitely really like. Long-term debt, it's basically following a trend over the last like 6 years. So and honestly, it's not a bad thing for companies to have a little bit of debt. It's really not. With what makes me happy is that they can go ahead and pay off their debt if they really wanted to. That is what makes me happy. So I like a lot of stuff on their balance sheet. It really is good. Everything kind of really just looks very kosher, and I don't really see anything just like too detrimental. Another really good thing that makes me feel comfortable about Adobe taking a long position is really that they're not diluting shareholders. That's almost like the first thing I look, because I've gone through a nightmare-ish experience with penny stocks of dilution and living through reverse stock splits, which is terrible. So Adobe is not even on a website that I use called dilutiontracker.net, because Adobe is just not like doing any real dilution, which is bullish in my opinion. Extremely bullish. So fundamental analysis tells me everything is great about Adobe. Okay, so Adobe, Monday morning, I decide to pull the trigger and I buy in for $3,200 worth of shares, or maybe $2,400 worth of shares, right? Okay, what else about Adobe? Earnings is less than 2 weeks away. So I want to go ahead and get in before earnings, because I can see that this stock is just going to pop. And the reason I see this stock popping is because I do believe that a lot of people did buy Adobe products over Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, and it's going to be reflected in their guidance. And then people are going to say, wait a second, you mean AI spending is up by 800%? Yeah, the stock is undervalued. So, hypothetically speaking, if this stock goes ahead and pops after earnings on an extremely bull case of 30%, at that point, I may sell, as a trader's point of view, I may sell half my position. Why would I be doing that? Because if I can go ahead and make a quick $1,000 or maybe $1,500, and then really get into some other growth companies, in my opinion, you can argue that Adobe is a growth company still, not really a valued company. If I go ahead and make a quick 30 or 40%, me personally as a trader, I would rather throw that money into AMD, because I see AMD over the next 3-5 years doing a 4 or 5x return. So I would rather take my profits, and I would rather go and buy more AMD. That's my own personal opinion, and I may very well do that. If Adobe pops after earnings, that is my strategy. Obviously, you have your own strategy if you disagree. And you do you, but I believe that there's other better areas, because I personally do not see Adobe going to a 5x in the course of maybe 3-5 years. I could be wrong. I could be entirely wrong. It could be a shell shocker, but who really knows? So that's really my plan. And there's going to be a new position to open tomorrow on the public profile here, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm also looking forward to really talking more about Adobe. Just phenomenal company. I use their products all the time. So, I mean, yeah, I use their products. I should theoretically take a long position. Okay, so SoFi, that was obviously a mouthful. Let's talk about SoFi a little bit. So December 5th and December 6th is going to be a big day for SoFi. It is going to be the decision if SoFi is going to be included into the S&P 500. So it is going to be an epic day if SoFi actually does get into the S&P 500. And I want everyone watching to really relive a valuable situation. So September 23rd, 2024, Palantir got into the S&P 500. And let's go ahead and see what happened on the charts. Well, on the chart here, Palantir got in September 23rd, and Palantir was 38 bucks. I actually opened a position in Palantir. Yes, I opened a position. I believe my average was 36 and some change around this area. And I ended up selling when Palantir, right after the election. Right after the election, I ended up selling. I made 100% on money. Profitability. Woohoo! And then I got back into Palantir at Liberation Day low. Ended up selling Palantir a little bit too early. Into June, July timeframe. And now I am back in Palantir once again. I really wish that I held Palantir when I had an average in the teens, to be honest. But hey, you live and learn. Once again, a profitable trader. Palantir got into the S&P 500 1 month later. September, October. Well, actually, okay, let's not use 1 month. Let's go ahead and say 1 quarter later. So 1 quarter later, now the election really did add into momentum. But a lot of people jumped in on the stock because of the S&P 500. And you got to remember that you do get a premium because of the S&P 500. The S&P 500 can come with a 10%, 15%, 20% premium. You're in a major index, the largest index you are in. SoFi, not SoFi, Palantir did crush earnings back in December, phenomenally crushed it. SoFi is on a trend to crush earnings quarter over quarter, just like Palantir. So if SoFi crushes earnings quarter over quarter, just like Palantir, and if SoFi gets into the S&P, I'm not saying that SoFi can go to 60 or 200 bucks, but SoFi can go on an epic run. And Anthony Noto has a package, a bonus stock comp package where he needs the stock price to be above 45 bucks. Can SoFi get to 45 bucks by June of next year by entering the S&P 500 and crushing earnings? Oh yeah. It is. I mean, is that a possibility? As long as a management team executes, it is a humongous possibility. Once again, I'm not God. I have no divine powers. I'm just looking at what SoFi has done. I'm looking at what Palantir's similarities, and the similarities to Palantir and SoFi is just batshit scary. Majorly batshit scary. Everything is nearly identical. It is just, whoo, it's scary. It is scary. Once we go ahead and get through all-time highs, there is no resistance going up to 45 bucks. We are in new territory. The moon is the limit. We have no resistance. No resistance. For years, SoFi was in a falling wedge. And we broke out of this wedge. And we just been soaring higher since. There is no resistance. So this stock can easily 32, 45, easily go from all-time highs all the way up. Easily. Have stocks done this? All the time. It's not really a gamble, in my opinion, because I do believe SoFi will be $100 someday. I believe in the vision. It's really about, when is that going to happen? Do I believe that SoFi is going to be $100 by the end of next year? I really don't. It would be a shell shocker if they were. Do I believe SoFi is going to be $100 in the next 3 to 5 years? Absolutely. Do I believe SoFi is going to be $45 maybe around June timeframe, so Anthony Noto gets his $120 million of well-earned stock compensation? I do. Do I believe that is a far-fetched notion to really think? No, I really don't. I've done my due diligence, and everything that I am seeing is just bullish around SoFi. If we get a Federal Reserve rate cut, if we get into the S&P 500, oh man, SoFi can go on an epic tear. All these stocks can go on an epic tear. Like I said in yesterday's Bitcoin, we got to see what yesterday's video about Bitcoin. We got to see what Bitcoin is doing over the weekend. Bitcoin is holding the $90,000 level very nicely. When the Wall Streeters get back tomorrow, this selling may be over. So we could be setting up for a phenomenal week next week. I did not mean this video to be near 30 minutes again, but I have a lot to really talk about, and I really try to speak from my heart. Once again, we are making money with the devil, so you got to remember that and keep that in the back of your head. Do your due diligence. Don't let greed get the best of you. And I am not looking like to really make life-changing money with SoFi in a short period of time. That would honestly wig me the fuck out a little bit. I would like to make life-changing money with SoFi in a long period of time. Because you grow more and more as a investor, as a trader, and you also see a lot more as well too. I can't remember the exact quote from Warren Buffett, but it's something like, everyone wants to get rich in a short period of time. Nobody wants to get rich over a long period of time. And that's overall the biggest thing, life lesson. Okay. Hopefully you found value in this video. New video tomorrow. Keep it classy. Stay safe, everyone, and later.